Hi guys, welcome back to Joy's Reading Time. And today I wanted to look at steps to help you get over a relationship. I chose this topic because people always ask me, will he come back? Will she come back? And express the difficulty of getting over a relationship. So you can take some of these ideas, these notes, these steps, and follow them, or you can leave them out. But I feel that they're very good and something to think about. Now, the first one I thought of is to delete the phone number. So you might say, well, why delete the phone number? Because when you break up with someone, you're always looking at the phone. You want them to ring you. You're wondering, will he ring me? Will she ring me? And you're tempted to ring them. And so if you delete and block, that's just eliminating the first step. It's one of the hardest things to do, but it's one of the most beneficials in the end. The next thing is, do not try and be friends. Sometimes your bracket say it's okay, we can be friends, but you're healing and you're hurt. So why do you want to be friends right now? I'm not saying you can't be friends down the road. I think that's okay. But for that initial moment, you need that time to process everything. You need that time to heal, that time to grow within yourself. You need to heal, and being friends is something, it doesn't give you that, it will give you that false hope that we may get back together. So I would say, try not to be friends at that point. Unless you've got children, that is different. You've got children together. Well, you just have to try or find a way to be amicable. But otherwise, you need that time out for a while. And then you have to be careful of becoming friends with benefits. Now, obviously, you still love this person and you may sleep with them. And to be honest, breaking up is a process. Sometimes you do sleep together and go back and forth for a while. But, what you don't want to end up is this person really having their cake and eat it. So, imagine this, someone's been cheating on you, and then now, and so you've ended the relationship. So now they can still be seeing that person, but come back and sleep with you when they're ready. That's kind of having their cake and eat it. And still, you're going to continue hurting. And then you might probably end up hating the person and don't even want to be their friend. And it can end up going really bad. So I would say, just try and not do that as well. Next thing I would say is, try not to listen to sad songs. When you're hurting, it's like there's every sad song going, and sometimes you just want to listen to these songs, but you're still putting yourself in a further, depression about this situation, and just keep thinking things over and over and over again in your mind, which is not really good. And next thing I would say is, you may have been close with the family, with the parents, or, the mother or brother, sister. Try and take your time and separate, because you don't want to seem like the hanger on, the desperate hanger on person that, oh, well, his mum prefers me or his family prefers me, so I'm going to hang around. It shows a sense of desperation, you know, especially if you want to heal. I'm not saying don't be okay with the family members, but I'm saying that you need to separate yourself sometimes, because it's about you and the healing process. So I think that that is something to consider in such a circumstance. The next thing I would say is, write down all the things that made you unhappy with this person. It's important to make a list so you can stick it by your bed, stick it on the wall. So every time you feel sad and depressed, because sometimes we always remember, oh, you love them and you miss them, but you forget all the things that they've done. But if you write it down and keep reminding yourself, it kind of can help you heal and try and forget that person. The next thing I would say also is go out and treat yourself. Now, something that I always do, if I break from a relationship, I buy myself a new pair of shoes. I think that's symbolic of walking away. Plus, I like shoes anyway. But I treat myself because it makes me feel better in doing so. So I would say treat yourself, change your hairstyle, do a makeover, go clothes shopping. Yeah. Also, I would say go to the gym, take a walk in the fresh air, or even when it's raining. And if you just want to walk and cry, cry. Just cry out in the fresh air, just walk and just cry. Let it go. I then say is don't try and rush into a next relationship. A lot of people do this. They want to kind of, it's like being on the rebound, isn't it? Like you need someone to get over the other person. And then what you're doing is actually stopping yourself from healing. And not only are you stopping yourself from healing, but you're literally carrying baggage from one relationship into the next. So that other person don't really have much of a chance, because any little thing you're going to sort of look at them and question things and, have a lack of trust. So it's important to throw away that bag and just heal. Okay, I think this is another really good important point. Write affirmations. Let yourself know you're beautiful, you're lovely, you're lovable, you're a wonderful person. Write about 5 or 6 affirmations and stick it on your wall and say this to yourself every day, because you want to build that ball of love inside yourself. Yeah? And spend time doing things that you like. Sometimes, relationships can take up a lot of your time, and there might be things that you wanted to do that you didn't do. So now is the time. It could be do a course, some study. It could be anything. But, do something that you wanted to do. Implement a business idea that you had. But start doing something that you wanted to do. And that also, you're engaging your mind in something different, So you're occupying yourself, and it can help you stop thinking. Also, go out with friends, go and have a laugh, go dancing, have fun, enjoy your life. And also say, watch comedy, not sad films, romantic films. Watch comedy, or read a good book, educational book. Just say, there's a couple of books I wanted to read, and read them, So they're things you do. I always say I'm going to come back again to grow this ball of love within yourself, Some of us, we may, some people that we look for love outside ourselves. And when you look for love outside yourself, it usually never works. It's like you don't feel you're loved or lovable unless someone else is doing it. And that always, or can a lot of times, go wrong. You have this ball of love in yourself, and everyone wants love, because why? It's one of the highest vibrations, peace and love. And so we all attain to have that high level of love. But you have to first love yourself, because when you love you and you build that ball of love in you, then when certain things happen in a relationship, you can say, I'm not comfortable with it. You can challenge it. You can question it. Don't feel you have to accept it in order to have that person in your life. I also remember that try and learn from your mistakes. Relationships, is a two-way thing. And even if that person, I always say, it could be a man that is abusive, but then why, as a woman, why did you part with it? So there may be things in yourself that you have to grow, look at. So look at where you may have gone wrong, even if you're just accepting things that weren't right. To question that, look at why. Maybe you need to see a counsellor. But that is something to look at as well, and not just so you don't end up being bitter. you know. So, and also see life like this, you know. We're a beautiful soul of love, and we're here to experience, we're on the journey of experiencing, of growing. And during that journey, you know, we're going to experience hurt, sadness, love, happiness, loneliness. There's all these different forms of emotions that we're here to experience. But the growth is learning, because when you learn from these experiences, you can take that growth and you can have a beautiful relationship with someone that's on that same level as you. And remember, relationships are about not looking for love outside yourself, but needing, you know, or having someone to complement you. You're supposed to complement each other, where you're supportive, you're helpful, you can laugh together, you can enjoy life together. And if you have to keep stressing out and wondering what that person is doing, it's not love. You know, relationships not supposed to be about hurt. It's supposed to be about, as I say, complementing each other and enjoying one another. So these are things to think about. So I hope these few little tips that I've given you will help you if you're going through a relationship and you're finding it difficult to let go. And remember, comment, subscribe, and share. And you can also always send me a message and I'll get back to you. So thank you for listening.